Hello and welcome back to Vintage Story on the Rusty Gears server, and I figured I needed to get on with my chiseling at home, so I started with some stuff on the windows. And we of course have the outline of the different wood and stuff on the windows outside. So I got that done, and then I started on these windows inside and outside. Got a little bit of the K-pop like extra bits around the outside, but I didn't want to do the top because of the design. But so I got a few to fix still around on the outside, and then a whole bunch of ones to do interior. And you know, the window edging is on both sides, but the beams are kind of obscuring it on the outside. But at least I want to kind of get the interior stuff finished up here. But I need to go and figure out which teleporter. This one is really close. I got the materials to get it because I need to get some more things for the inside. That one's the closest. Can build a road to it, you know, and all that kind of thing. So I figured might as well start with the easiest. We'll glide on down through our steps and stuff here. And I have not gotten the chance to do the railings, but that will probably be a project for next time at some point. But I got a bunch of lighting done so that it's lit up around here, and got some trees a little bit organized. Got some bricks and stuff. It's not quite finalized, but missing bricks here and there, but at least I got trees and I got whatever I needed. Onward to north, there's quite a few hills, but there's quite a bit of lowland also, so it might be a little tricky getting a road in through parts of this, and then other parts are going to be okay. We have a little hanging stuff in the desert, slightly suspended, and a lot of skinny little hills, but a nice flat area. You can see the roof up over to the fort area. At least flat here, and definitely could easily put the road through part of that, because that goes right to the teleporter. That's right by the fort. Kept our little cracked vessels. I figured I don't have any use for it. If anyone ever wanted to come by and pick it up and sell it to a trader that has the class that can do it, by all means, go ahead. I'll take the stuff that I need. Ooh, like book. I need to find books and scrolls and such, and we'll go ahead and hook this teleporter up here and go on to a new spot. And we are underground. We need some light. That would be good. Not too far. We're in peridotite, and we got some bit of dirt. I think it's pretty reliable, good to have some dirt on hand when going caving and such. Kind of block that off. Oh, we got locusts in there, so we better make sure we cover all of this at the top and that, so that no little spidery guys can get in. You can still look out with that ladder and see kind of what they're doing, but they can't come in here. So yeah, at least a few nests to knock out at some point if we feel like doing that. And let's see, we have a bunch of aged crates. I think I'll get them out of the way, because it seems to be kind of the easiest thing to do. And unless we got some scrolls or something, I don't think I will bother taking anything. Just the chests to get on, or the big old... Yeah, we'll get the chests out of the way. But let's find a way up, and so we can get to the surface and start looking around. It is pretty far out there, so that's pretty good, which hopefully means no one's been around, because I've explored a good bit of area just kind of on the surface, not really too in depth. But there is our translocator. Put in our coordinates there. There's the house, so we're a good bit of ways. Up we go. Alright, pretty interesting. Some of these really deep holes, and then flattish kind of areas, cliff sides. I don't know. I know we have this marked, but I think for visual sake, it helps to kind of have that out. We got a trader nearby, some hills and trees. An interesting coastline as I was kind of going around here, because I want to just be able to kind of get a good glance of everything. And since it seemed kind of an interesting topography on the map, I thought, oh, that might be kind of neat to see what the edges of this is like, because they're all kind of different. And, ooh, we have peat. I've been looking for peat and has not found any in my area, so we'll grab some while we're here. And while out and about checking in a trader at night, I was like, well, should I wait or should I just go? I saw this grayish stuff on the map and figured, okay, it's fairly big ruins, no problem. We're a little too high up. Let's get down a bit. It's easy to fly around in the clouds at night and you can't see what you're doing. Okay, so it's one of those that has the fire pit. Okay, and the stairs. Yep. And then I think this design is like there's little mining tunnels or something underneath. So other than a few boxes and crates, I don't think there's going to be a whole lot here. Throw one down there. If there's anything in particular, I'll get it down there. But I'll take the gears anyhow. But otherwise, did not find much. But on the way exploring more, I did find some bauxite. So when I'm still yet to do steel, we'll get some done. And the infamous like 2 trader spot, which kind of hard to find, but they do occur. Found one of those. That's nice. And at least for now in this version, anyhow. So you want to check the lootable kind of boxes. There's some crates that don't have anything in it, like it's like pre 1.16 or something, but I imagine when things get updated it might change. But occasionally there's actually items in these crates or barrels or the chests or the 3 baskets. Got cages, that's interesting. So I do check. I found a puppy in a barrel once before, so it's worthwhile anyhow. And I do especially like the 2 traders, because, well, you can get quite a bit out of 2 traders. I don't have a lot of gears on me, so, but some interesting trades here. Tapestries, that's kind of nice. Get one of those. I figured I might as well start trying to collect some of that if I can, because I've not had good luck finding it. Tapestries and things like, I want to start finding like maybe some of the maps and such. I found a good bit of paintings. Alright, so this place, speaking of paintings, I think there's a couple in there. But I like to start from the top down rather, and go downwards, because otherwise it's kind of like you start on the bottom and it seems like everything kind of just starts falling in at you all the time. And at least you kind of go piecemeal from the top and downwards. Just because there is a bunch of locust nests in here. They're not bad. Some of the places just like spawn them like crazy. I wonder if they maybe fixed spawn rates or something to make them a little bit more manageable. But of course had to get rid of those nests in order to get down. And did manage to get a few interesting things, but still gonna have to look out for more, because I still want to get my bookshelves filled so I can get the inside of the house a little bit more done. But figured time to come back. I had started a railing and I wanted to try a couple different things. I thought the walnut might kind of go, and then the dark bricks kind of was like a similar color. I didn't want to like I couldn't do a log because the log's gonna just be different. So I know I hadn't used walnut. I had originally wanted to use walnut, but it's slightly different, but a little bit in the same scale. And so I wanted to do kind of like that, like banister kind of type of railing. And I wanted to have that little lip since there was so much space on the other side. Get rid of the end bit so it's not like sticking out weirdly there. And then we gotta come up with a corner bit and like a missing rail in here. So we'll get that filled in, which you gotta fill in from the other side. And the tricky part is filling in the stuff down below, because you're working from the right to the left and trying to count it out. It was a little bit challenging. I didn't realize I was trying to do like a 2x2 column and then add to it, but some of the pieces needed a little more than like a 4x4 square, so I figured it out a bit. It was a couple pieces were missing and I just kind of needed to add in the bits, but it was a little hard to work from that inside direction. If you are working with something like this, sometimes putting it on a block works a lot, but I wanted it to be next to the other railings and banister kind of type of thing so that I could hopefully get the dimensions correct, because they're all kind of like flower shaped on each side, so I had to kind of get that pattern going. That's mostly correct. I could have tried doing it the opposite way, but you know. Alright, so we got our window casing in, and on most of the windows I had to get this window is like just a 1x2, so it was slightly different. So I still wanted to have a little bit of depth to get the sides cut out and then bring it back in. And it's slightly different looking than the other ones. They're inset a little bit more, but still kind of the same theme kind of going on. I wanted to do maybe some like chert rock or something, but I found those red roof tips in my snipe box, so I thought that might work. I think we got the windows up here done, and I started working on the chimney because the chimney's like, well, it's just too blocky, and I don't want to like go really crazy with it because, well, it's supposed to be kind of brick and blocky kind of. I thought a little something to that, and the chimney to kind of taper it. So I think I have a couple windows. Yeah, I got that one on the end. So I got some K-Bach with me and the chisel add in the blocks. So that way we can kind of try some copying and pasting, since we did the long windows over by the fireplace. They're like that too. And also the side windows are pretty much the same. The only difference is over here, that little 2x1 window, the whole area is inset some, so we're gonna have to take the hand planer tool and flatten it down, because I do like having it in a little bit just because it shows the brick and it gives you some interesting look without having to do any work. So just kind of flatten that in a bit, and then get one of these guys, put it over it, and again it's inset, so you're going to lose a few layers, but I think having a little something there is even better than not having anything. So those are done. Just check the outside, and yes, that one will need to go back a smidge. And looks like actually that needs to come forward. It was probably the middle one was correct, just the top ones were not. Just so they're all uniform, and looks like we need a little bit back out. I don't want those beams to be floating either, but give it some extra definition. I think everything else is okay outside, but I gotta check that every time I'm messing with the windows because some of them are slightly different. I thought maybe something could go up in the corners, but then I don't know, that might mess with some of the look. So I figured let's just set this stuff back. I might move that painting up one or put a different painting. I don't think there's any 2x1 type of paintings. There's 1x2s. So no tall paintings. That'd be kind of cool if we had that. Try to get that even. And down at the bottom, you know, it's got that lip, so it's a little interesting. We could take out corners there, but I don't think I want to do that. And if I make anything smaller, I don't think I can put anything on top of it, so I probably want to leave it. But since the outside edge is decorated, I figure I might as well just do the same exact thing. Pretty simple to do. And just edge it around there. And then we leave the center block plain like it was outside, so it's a little depth without having to change anything. I was thinking about pushing this back some. I since it's fire or whatever, it doesn't really matter. It's not like you need something covered or whatever. We have plenty of that. Oh yes, I have some wall stuff back here. So I think if I want to, well, we don't want to do it that direction, so bring it back. If we want to push it back, I think we might have to push it back a decent amount because otherwise that corner might look kind of weird. I mean, it gives it some depth, but it's a little bit weird. So the hand planer is kind of nice because it's really easy to shave off a little bit here and there, and you can bring it back as well. Let's push that side back too. Alright, and a little bit more, I think, so it looks a little bit better in that corner. And then try to even it up. And one more probably there. Back that up. Okay, so just a smidge more, and that will give us some depth, and of course leave that different kind of brick by itself because that's like a solid brick outside as well. Solid full brick, so we got a bunch of walls and stuff up there. I don't think I have to worry about it raining through. I haven't really paid too much attention to the way. So we got a little bit of depth on each of the sides for a fire. I wish I could put it like half a block down, but it's either like right on this block or dig it down and then put the fireplace there, but then I would have to like alter the front of this, and I don't think I want to do that, so we'll just leave it in there like that, I think. Alrighty, and then the windows in here I decided to leave as is because we have that kind of like a border and stuff, and these are further up that I don't think I want to try to mess with window sills and stuff like that and edging. However, these guys down here, they do need to have their top part put on them. They are up against the brick, so it wouldn't make much sense to try to do any kind of like window silling around it on one side, you know. Could kind of do it on that side, but I don't think it's quite worth it. Just get the little bit of the upside here, and that wall is pushed back a little bit, so we'll push that too. And then we need to copy and rotate with the chisel. Alright, and then that one of course is also push that back a few. It leaves a little bit, but I think it's still like better than nothing since most of the windows have something. And then of course go out and make sure I didn't mess up the walls here, because they might have been a different depth on here. I tried to just have it back a little bit, but yeah, I think everything's okay. And lastly, I was like, okay, finally gonna have to do something about this. It's not a very wide balcony up here, so I figured I had to do something really skinny. And the ebony I figured would work with the ebony beams. So it's close to the edge, but it leaves a lot of the inside free. And thankfully you can move inside a partial block, so it doesn't feel quite as tight as when I had all the actual wooden planks on the blocks, because it was like super thick, very tight space. And then this way at least it's not quite so much. So I figured at least the places where there is the doors, go ahead and put them down here. Gonna click it on the floor so that the planks are going up and down, otherwise they'll run left and right. And then, I don't know, when you're using wood planks, I think the up and down looks generally better because most of the time your fencing is kind of up and down. Now this one I didn't do quite up and down, it's kind of a sideways pattern, so it may not have mattered. Maybe going back and forth would have worked in this case. But we can, I think I need to, actually I don't think it wants to do anything. I need to make it all chiselable, and then we can go ahead and grab our places. I want to make sure I'm the correct order. You take the picture of it and then you right click and get the shape, right click on there. That one's going to be a different direction, so the chisel will just help me move it around so it's in the right place. I'm going to copy it just to make it easier. Alright, and then I think corners, it looks kind of nice with the blockiness on the edge, but corners, yeah, definitely will. I don't know if the corner will work right there per se, but the corners I think work a little bit better. Oh, we've got a merchant again. I made it a little bit less than a block so it's not like too tall and stuff. You have a little bit more viewing space, which is kind of like what you want up here. Got a corner there, corner, and another corner, and rotate those guys, and one more. I think that might actually work out better because it's actually got a wall next to it. I think it'll be better to actually be a straight. It does. Okay, yeah, that works much better. The other side, I might have to fiddle with that and see how that works. There we go. Don't have to worry about running off the edge. The bench doesn't look quite so great anymore, but I don't think I want to make an ebony bench. I don't know what I'll do in these little corner bits, but I'm thinking maybe some plants or something or another. But at least we got the chiseling part done, and then we'll move on to more outdoor stuff. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.